Okay. Call to order the meeting on April 8th, the Fairfield Shellfish Commission. Present are Laura Lawler, Joe Krejci, and Bruce Kiefner. We do not have a quorum, but we will have informal discussion. We will not be voting on any items due to a lack of a quorum. So we can't vote on the minutes. Clam relay and planting, we're in discussion with G and B Shellfish about a clam relay at the end of this month. Water and habitat quality. Let's see. In the month of March, we received 4.22 inches and we were closed for 6 days. Through the end of this month, of March, we were closed for 6 days, year to date. Permits and access. Laura? What have we received for permits?
It looks like we received, since the last one,
How many have we?
87
Okay.
online. None at the clam clinic because it wasn't held yet. So we have 47 residents, 50 seniors, and 6 non-residents, for a total of 103 permits issued. And we've collected $2,225.
Okay,
So,
interestingly, that's about a little bit less than a third of our annual sales year on year. Last year we were at 350.
oh, good. So that's only as of, I don't know what
End
the cutoff
of
is.
last month.
End of March.
And even with raising it $5, it obviously hasn't had any.
I don't know, yeah.
And
103.
also you will see that it's kind of interesting, in your packet that you were emailed, you have a list of all the people who bought permits.
And it's interesting to see that out of 103 year to date, 87 are online.
Or a vast majority.
People don't come in, I guess.
No, it's just so much easier. Similarly with beach permits.
Interesting.
Commercial shellfish regulations, no reports. Oyster bed development, no reports. Communications,
That would be,
Laura and Kendra are working on the newsletter. We'll talk more about that later. Upwellers, John Short said that he would help us getting the upwellers set up, show us how to do it. And I told him we provide the bodies, and he said, well, you guys will do the work. And
When would that be, do you think?
Bruce? Probably in June sometime.
June, okay.
And there are bags of oysters in the marina as we speak that we got from the spat last year. And John wants to put those into the upwellers, get the upwellers going. He will help do that. He'll show us how the upwellers work. He will sort of oversee the cleaning, but he'll probably need somebody. Maybe we could possibly make this a scout activity. Who knows,
So the bags that are in the marina now, they will stay there until June? Is that what the thing is?
Probably.
Okay,
Or until we get the upwellers going.
gotcha, okay.
Reports from the Conservation Department. We As of end of March, we have $33,645.49. We've sold 103 permits. We've been closed 6 days in March. Actually, I think since January, February, we had no closed days, as I recall.
Right,
Uh,
because it snowed, it doesn't count.
Yeah, the Shellfish Commission budget is unchanged. The rainfall was 4.22 inches. Moving on to old business. Commercial and shellfish regulations. Don't think there's any alternates. Not too much to say there. The newsletter is
Yeah,
He-
Kendra sent
uh,
a draft.
this is the one I want.
Oh, you don't mean Kendra's newsletter?
Well, yeah, here it is. I thought I printed it out. Anyway, here's what it is. What's in red is being deleted. What's in blue is being added. We deleted sections regarding volunteers because we don't have any beach cleanup programs in place. And you know, it just, you can't ask volunteers and then not have a plan in place. And we're busy enough just doing our standard business. So we deleted that section. There was a little bit of deletion regarding the food trucks. I said, no, we don't invite any outside vendors to the clam clinic. We are more than well subscribed. We're short on parking. And the reality is that the food trucks don't really want to come when you ask them because they have to get a permit and do all of this. And so if somebody's going to be a coffee food truck, as was mentioned, it's not really worth their while.
The only one I would consider is Proof Pizza, because they're always at Sasko Beach.
You know, and they come to Sasko Beach, but
Right,
we do not
you don't really.
need, we run out of parking spaces as it is.
Right.
And our focus is on clamming. And we give away chowder. You know,
Yeah.
we provide
You have water.
music, we steel band, we have ice and bags and rakes that we loan to people.
Yeah.
So that's what the focus is. The fact that we give all of this stuff is
Right.
in and of itself amazing.
So Bruce, when we're staying on this, if I may, so the brown, this to me looks like brown, but the brown is stuff that's being eliminated?
Uh,
Is it brown?
Red, it's red.
Well, red, but there's like another color right underneath it, which I was confused. Is that this here?
Oh, the beige, the yellow.
Beige.
I don't know.
That looks like language you want eliminated, because
No,
there
no,
you
no,
have
no,
the
no,
vendors.
Now it's
You know,
added.
yeah, for some reason, I just printed this quickly because I wasn't expecting to have to do this.
Red's deleted.
Beautiful Sasko Beach, the beautiful is deleted because
Okay.
Oh.
beautiful is, because beautiful Sasko Beach appears two lines down. We don't,
Well, it is beautiful.
I know, but one
Might as well say it to him now.
That's what I thought, but this
You need
is,
a
this is the
thesaurus.
main thing, the vendors, food. This comes
and
out.
our,
Yeah.
and very
Okay.
own homemade clam
Okay.
chowder is,
It's not homemade.
Okay.
unless,
You Maybe say delicious. I
well,
like the way it's spelled chowder.
no, that,
Ready to eat.
I hope it's ready to eat. And if you're serving food and it's not ready to eat,
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
say,
a little
what's the
bit
point?
superfluous.
Cold chowder just doesn't do it.
Junior commissioners, nothing, Mill River Wetlands.
So if we just stay with this, so we'll just give the go-ahead to, the go-ahead Kendra
Yeah.
to put this out?
Yeah, and she's going to put a word game
Puzzle
puzzle.
search.
And it's gonna be laid out with Canva or something. The idea, what I wanted to do
is to follow the format that we had in the old newsletters. It wasn't very complicated. And if we can,
Why not?
add some pictures, I mean,
Some pictures from past clinics, do we have them?
past clinics or, yeah, they're
have some.
available, yeah.
I might have some, because
So,
I like the idea of photos and graphics.
So when would this go out then? The newsletter, I'm just curious.
I think when I know she's got this body of text, I don't know where the word game stands, and,
I think as soon as it's approved, copy, and then we
Just
were
with
gonna
the
talk
word.
about the text, the images, the photos, adding.
okay.
You had a fun graphic, didn't you, from the Parks and Rec ad? Did you have wasn't there a cute logo of a clan?
Oh,
Yes.
I would love to
That
add
was
that.
the community service bulletin.
Could we add that here? Maybe the same image?
yeah, I mean,
We own it?
we can,
Oh, this one,
yeah.
yeah. I'd love to add that, no, I love graphics. But that's all we need, once the copy's approved, right?
That's what I would think. I mean, I would think you'd want to put that out as soon as possible, don't
Yeah,
you think?
I
Because
think my
I just don't know,
People's
does this go to
calendars.
the conservation department then, Bruce? And they put the thing out?
You know, what I told Kendra is that we have to give them,
Oh, this would be great to have, this is an example of,
Yeah, that's what I thought you
yeah.
said.
we have to give Kendra a camera-ready copy. In other words, we can't rely on Alex to be our graphic department.
Right, right.
And what I suggested to Alex and I suggested to Kendra is that the mailing, that we have the email list of the 352 people who bought permits last year. We may not have exactly that many emails, but we probably have well over 300. So to me, that's a target audience, you know?
Well, everyone who was online, you'll have their email,
Right.
right? Even past years before?
Well, 300, I do last year and, you know, I mean, if Alex is good, she can do a mail merge and she can merge, see whether or not there are any new names. Hey Cindy.
I'm so sorry.
And and Cindy is here, so we have a
Have a
quorum.
quorum.
Oh, wow, we have to go back to the minutes, I guess, right?
So, we will,
Thank you, you're making a quorum.
Hey, Joe.
I have a revision to the last minutes. To make, if we're gonna approve them.
Well, can we just say with the newsletter, I'm sorry, I don't mean to belabor this, but at this point, I would think we have a camera, lack of a better term, this is the final
But we
version
need to add
of
the
the text.
graphics.
yeah,
And then the only thing that needs to be added is this puzzle, which I assume, do you think we have that? I
I
don't
think
know.
somewhere we were gonna get it from, you can get it easily, or make it on Canva. But I
Okay,
think we thought we'd add some fun,
some of that.
punch it up with some images.
Okay, so if we did all that, and say we could get it to the Conservation Department, was it Alex that we would give it to?
Yeah.
Is there a time frame for the Conservation Department to send it out, or they just send it out? So I was just wondering, because,
I don't know their turnaround time. My guess is that if it's camera ready, you know, I can have, Rich Hagedis is a good friend of mine who does all this artwork. Okay, he's the one that designed this ad. So I can get him, because they're,
I would say all of these.
all of these things in here, I asked Kendra to add the QR code in the email,
okay,
Yeah,
not for checking shellfish bed status, because you check shellfish bed status by scanning your permit.
badge, yeah.
And if you don't have a permit, then you can't shellfish.
So this is to join that.
That's-
I mean,
that-
not
to
join.
that's-
get the permit.
Yeah.
That's to
It's a
sign up.
different QR code.
okay.
It's
Yeah,
that
it's a
QR.
different QR code. So I said, put in the QR, you know,
Oh,
I
that's
said,
a great idea.
that's what I told her.
Because a lot of people might not have renewed.
Well,
Forgot.
and I also, and the link for the shellfish bed status is a big, long string. And the only way you can make that simple is to put a hyperlink in.
Right.
And then I thought, well, wait a second, if you don't have a permit, you don't need to.
Well, yeah, right.
So, anyway,
I'm happy to work with her on the logistics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying it'd be good to get out as soon as
But we'll get it out
possible.
of park,
yeah,
right? I think we should aim for the next 2 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
Don't you? I mean,
Definitely.
well before the next, I would say before May 1.
Yes.
yeah, we'd like to get out this month.
Because, people are making their schedules and,
Well, and just,
it's not just about the clam clinic though, right?
No,
But
it's-
mainly.
no, it's,
It's just
The
sort of
bottom-
spring.
Laura, at the end of the day, we want to promote shellfishing, but we would like to sell permits.
Yeah.
Right, but
And,
this is spring and we're in April, so
yeah,
People's
And-
minds start-
and-
spring letter.
and the other aspect is that not everybody, but a vast majority of people don't like to go shellfishing when the water is 42 degrees,
I'm one of them.
which,
Guilty.
what it is,
That's it.
Guilty as charged.
which is what it is right now. So,
Wow.
it's cold.
It's still that cold.
Well, we do technically, we typically end up getting a lot more in the summer months and then whenever, like, just to back up what you said, a lot of times when it's warmer, people are like, okay, now I'm gonna get out there and now I'm gonna go.
Right.
And usually that's when we see the jump in numbers.
Around Memorial Day?
But I think at the same time, what we're saying is we want to prime the pump. In other words, we want to, that's partially what the clam clinic does. It's also what this newsletter will do. It's sort of, hey, don't forget. And,
So do you think these are all the changes?
yeah, this is what I went back and forth with her about.
Right, but are there any others from other people? Or
Yeah, there were other changes.
My changes are in
You're
there.
the volunteers?
So, yeah,
Yeah.
so that's all.
Joe made some comments and changes which are
Okay,
incorporated.
so
Yeah.
does this reflect everybody? So I can go back to her?
Right.
Okay.
And
And you'll
quite
want to
frankly, if people haven't made comments, then comment period is over. And
Yeah,
they've,
she
they've
did
Yeah,
had,
I mean, you'll never get it
Well.
done if you never.
Right, but do you want to see one more pass with the graphics? Or if we're just using?
we can provide,
No, I'm
You
not
know-
worried about getting the graphics, but do you want to see the final before?
no,
We
I
can-
trust you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Okay.
You know,
I just want to know the protocol. And then I would suggest trying to capture emails from 2024 if we can, because then we're getting people who might have, oops, I forgot, just slipped my
Or
mind.
just haven't signed up yet. 'Cause
Well,
it-
that's what
I usually would sign up in May or June.
Right, but we don't have emails for the whole.
see,
town, right?
the only, like for instance, as we all know, beach permits, when you get a beach permit, back in February, you're getting an email from Parks and Recs or Community Services telling you, "Psst, hey, by the way," or maybe in November, December, January, but at the beginning of the year, time to get your permit.
Yeah.
And you can do it online, that's what they want to do. And in fact, our whole permit system, in effect, merged with Parks and Rec. We use exactly the same permits. We just bought blank permits, but we bought a printer so that we can print them. And they're not the stickers you put on your windshield,
No.
obviously. But Parks and Rec does have plastic permits too, that they use for something, I don't know what for, but
I think Lake Mohegan.
so in any case, that's what we did, but that's when and I don't know exactly when, it's probably several years ago, we started transitioning from walk-in to mail-in. And now we've gone from mail-in to online in, because it all got to be more and more complicated, more and more paperwork. And one of the reasons the permit fees were at the numbers they were was so that when they had to make change, it was very easy. They didn't have to break, and there was a lot of handwritten stuff. And so we're beyond that, so your point is good. You know, we'll go
Yeah,
back
just
and
capture as many people. Now, is there a community calendar? There's a town calendar, right? Like, it goes through the town.
Right.
Are we on it?
This meeting is, I believe the clam clinic is, I never worry about the clam clinic because
Okay.
the Conservation Department puts something out on their website as well.
Okay.
And so,
And there'll be another version of this magazine that's coming. See, this is the
spring.
winter.
Oh, this is winter.
So
okay.
I think was it
the spring,
This is spring.
Okay, so
So
then it'll
then
be the
there'll be
there's
next.
the
summer.
summer one. The summer
The
one,
summer one is gonna have
It comes
a,
out soon.
we'll have another ad just like this. Well, it won't be quite like this. Anyway, it'll be, at one point, this one does not have fee amounts.
Right.
Because when the deadline for submitting this ad was before we had a meeting to approve the new fee structure. And we didn't want to submit
Right, but
something.
this will take them there, right?
Well, the next ad that's coming out in the
We'll
summer
have fees.
is the same as this, but it has the fee
Oh,
amounts.
good. Perfect.
That's the only difference.
Well, I love all the graphics here, and I think adding a little puzzle.
Yeah,
Be fun.
Rich is really good. I mean, he'll come back and he'll say, yeah, you ought to do a full bleed because sometimes you get nudged up against somebody else and you sort of can't differentiate it. So he's excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
I think this is, yeah.
Okay, junior commissioners, no discussion. Mill River Wetlands. This is happening on May 8th. And I'm gonna be, this is from 9, I don't have the precise times, but I
I
think.
thought you said 9 to 1.
Yeah, roughly 9
Yeah,
to
I
1.
think you did.
And Mill River Wetlands has gotten a grant, which is a little bit different than what they've had before. This is not, they are partnered with a group in Long Island that does the same thing and does estuary training in Long Island. And these are 5th and 6th graders, not 7th graders. And they're 5th and 6th graders in Long Island that are going to be, I don't know, having Zoom meetings or whatever with the 5th and 6th graders in Bridgeport. These are 2 Bridgeport schools. And they're gonna compare their notes and see how their estuaries are different than our estuaries. And so they wanted to do, this grant was written so that they could do something like this. And they hired, so to speak, Mill River Wetlands to be the estuary trainers. It's a little bit different than being part of the curriculum for, but in any case, for us, what we do, it's the same deal. We will have a picnic table, we have a bunch of shells, we have some oysters, shells, we have some live oysters, we have a touch tank that has some little crabs and things in
Oh,
it.
fun.
And then we also provide shell, and not we, but we provide the shell that some of the tour guides, because they break them down into groups of about 12. And so these groups of 12 migrate around from station to station, and we're the last station. And when they're down in the water, they're talking about habitat, and they're talking about grasses, and they do this at low tide, and they can see the shellfish islands there. And they say, this happened because we put shell out there, which brought oysters to collect, and here, throw some shell out there and help make it bigger.
Right.
And they do. And that's really true. We've been doing this for 10 years. And because when we started, it was 0. And
Amazing. Is this from?
So this will be at Ash Creek then?
right at Ash Creek.
Right.
And so it's rain or shine, I'm just curious, I mean,
Now,
It's probably.
those things, if the weather is really crappy, I don't know
okay.
what the rain date is, but when they do the seventh graders, there are always rain dates.
Yeah, there's usually always a bracket
Yeah.
at the
There's one
end where they have,
It's sort of like snow days.
exactly.
But they don't have a rain date.
They haven't talked about one. There may be,
That should be
I'm
on.
sure that Samantha Anderson, who runs this from the river, is really highly organized. But I told her that, we're in, and,
And you want us there to help, right?
yeah,
to do
and
the
it's,
setup and everything.
it's really fun.
No, I want to, but I was just want
So
to
would
make
you
sure.
get there, you would expect us to get there like, say, at 8 or something?
Oh, 8:30 or something like that. And it's just, for instance, it's about a 10-minute engagement with the kids. What you do is you talk about, oh, what do you know about oysters? What do you do? What are oysters good for? And you get the kids to chime in about pearls or food or whatever it may be. And then you talk about what do they do? What's the benefit of them? You talk about cleaning the water and 50 gallons of water a day. Then you explain how they grow with spat and all. And in the fall, we have spat collectors that have been out there all summer and have maybe oysters on it. But and so we show them all of these things, and then we say, okay, now you can reach into the tank, and they all reach in there, and they're all really excited to do that, and that's it.
I think it sounds like a blast,
Oh,
unless it's raining.
and it's not very complicated, but it was interesting because Hugh wasn't familiar with this stuff, and he stood there, I stood there, I don't know, I did maybe a dozen of these things with John, or more, and, after a while, it's not that complicated. You can remember enough to say it, and then if you've got John there, then John pitches in when I get stuck. And then, so then I was doing it, and then I was training, and then Hugh said, well, I'll give it a go. So he did the same thing. And as we all know, by teaching, by listening and saying, you learn. And so Hugh was excited because he learned a lot that he didn't know before. And
I'm in.
it's not rocket science, but it's really fun. And it gives much more perspective as to what we do. And I find it exciting because not all of the kids, but some of these kids really get into it. So, some of them, couldn't be bothered. So
No, most of the kids will be in it,
they're seventh graders, in the fall.
yeah.
So that's then relay and market buys. I've been talking to G&B Shellfish, and I haven't confirmed anything, but we can do a relay at the end of, first off, the water has to be 50 degrees.
And it's not.
It's not. Hopefully it will be by the end of
It's
the month.
very cold.
And then, number one. Number two, the tide has to be high around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, or thereabouts, not precisely. Number three, the weather has to be decent, because it can't be blowing, you can't have a nor'easter when you're doing this. So all of these things have to align, and the way a relay works is that GMB, Gary Salsi, comes out, or one of his boats comes out, actually, one or more of us goes on board. We have to get a license from the Bureau of Agriculture. We take that on board the boat. We get down to Stratford, get on board the boat, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, motor over to around Penfield, dredge for clams, put them in bags, do that for a couple of hours, and then go over to our shellfish beds and dump what we've gathered. And then they don't let you out in Southport. You go back to Stratford with your
Well,
car.
like you can-
And-
Oh, well, I was gonna say, our cars are up to Stratford, so.
And so anyway, that's the deal. And that's a $2,500 expenditure.
Versus the market.
So that's a relay. That's a
Right.
relay.
And
And
then plan B
if-
is the,
So I would like a motion to approve $2,500 for a relay if we do it. We may not. So
second.
second, all in favor?
I,
Okay, so we're gonna do that. In talking to John Short earlier this week, he said ideally you would do a relay at this time of year.
Right.
Because we have to close for 2 weeks after we've done this. And then we have to bring 15 samples down to Milford for them to test. And hopefully they pass because they're coming from non-certified, it's not the correct word, but from beds that, you
The
know,
bacteria.
aren't approved, unapproved beds. Then, if they pass, then we're open. If they don't pass, then we have to wait another week.
okay.
So it could be 3 weeks, which is all right, because it's still,
Still early.
Still May.
You do it early May.
yeah. And
But
then.
how long is, do they do the test results? Do they give it to you right away? So if we bring them to Milford, do you have to wait a certain period of time before they get back to you?
Usually about a day.
Oh, it's only about a day.
Yeah, because they have to, what they do is they take the meat samples and they process them in a blender and they figure out how much bacteria and they break everything down. So they'll judge whether it's safe or not,
Okay.
basically.
And they do it very quickly then? A
Yeah,
day
they
is
have to do
great.
it the same day, I
Now
believe.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, you have to, it's like the water samples, you have to put them on ice, keep them at a certain temperature, you have to make an appointment. It's not like you just drop them in the shell box and say, here,
Okay,
check
no,
it.
but they get back to you quickly, that's what I was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
curious. Okay.
So what we have to do is we have to get all the low tides at 1 PM days, right? Right?
High tides.
High tides, high tides, sorry.
Yeah, we've
So
got-
that's gonna be X date, oh, you have, them. Okay, so we have to isolate that and then do the temperature read and make sure the weather's good and, right? Isn't that the way we would?
Well, yeah, I've got to call into Gary Salsi.
How much notice does he need then?
Well, we need to, I've talked to his wife and I need to confirm it with him, but on,
Like next week's supposed to have a warming trend, that's what
on,
Jake
on
said.
May,
Significant.
Like
on May
75, 80.
on May 4th, there's a 2 PM high tide.
What about April, if being optimistic,
April,
just in case?
there's an
April 11th.
11:26 high tide.
You mean, what date in April, like say mid to late
No,
April?
no, yeah, 11:16 AM on the 30th, which is a 6/8 tide, and then on Friday at 11:57, which is basically noon, there's
Yeah.
a 6.8 foot tide. So
What date is that?
that's
the
on the
second.
1st of May.
So you have April 30th. Anything before April 30th, maybe?
No,
Might not warm up.
How much, I'm sorry, so you would have to tell Gary, what, a week ahead of time that you're aiming to do this on April 30th or whatever? day
you have to
it is?
tell Gary now.
Oh, you have to tell him now?
Well, you need to talk about it, because you.
Okay.
I think we should pick the earliest date just to give a heads up, don't you?
Well, no, I'm concerned about the temperature.
Temperature, it's not
Because
gonna be
you
warm
say
enough.
it's only 42.
Well, we don't know, but if we pick the earliest date and then say pending temperature.
Well, what about May? What about early May?
You said May 4th.
This is what I've talked about.
Okay.
Here, at the end of April, we've got
We have 3 weeks though to warm up.
at the end of April, the best time you get is 11:16.
On the 30th.
That's April 30th.
That's
That's
Thursday.
probably the soonest, right? You're
Yeah, no,
saying?
that sounds like a good
And then,
time.
and then
Almost
the
May.
following day, Friday, is 11:57.
5-1.
Yeah. And then, so.
What's the next one after that then? About a
And
week
then the
later?
next day, Saturday, it moves about an hour a day.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they do not work
Friday.
on Saturday and Sunday.
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
I don't know.
Oh,
And then
that's really,
Monday,
that limits us more.
Monday, the 4th would be 1:58, almost 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And none of these tides are big tides. They're 6.6, 6.8. They're not 7 or 8 foot tides. I mean, if you go down to May 18th, there's a 1:20 in the afternoon with a 7.7 tide. So
Which is what
that,
that's
which would be nice,
That's only a month ahead.
but
from the clinic.
that gets us close.
That gets you into Memorial Day weekend, so people may want to be going
Yeah.
out. Remember, so we're gonna have
Well,
it closed
kinda,
for 3
kinda.
weeks.
Or 2
Right.
weeks. Yeah, but it
Well,
could be
kinda-
3.
Kinda into the weekend, but not really.
Well, no, I'm just saying that I think a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot, but I think Memorial Day weekend may be the first big weekend that people
That's
would
the
be
20,
out.
that's the
So
23rd,
if you
though.
back up two weeks before that, I'm just saying May 18th to me sounds late, but is there a time between May 18th and,
Yeah, he had the
May
1st and the
4th?
4th.
No.
Oh, there's
oh,
no,
there's not, okay, so.
yeah.
All right,
Unless we can get weekends. You think weekends, is it worth asking?
I don't know. I'll ask him. I mean, but in other words, I think we all understand that we need to do it at the beginning of the month.
yeah.
Yes.
Or
And-
late April, I think we should try.
But you've got the temperature you've got to contend with. We've got to jump a
Yeah,
lot,
3 weeks, but,
which certainly can happen.
well, I was
But,
looking at the, yeah.
You know, the
So-
problem is that there aren't any good tides until the end of the month. If you look,
Even, yeah.
I mean, if you look at,
It's limiting.
the 19th, oh, that's a Sunday, Monday, 2:20, 2:28 PM. That's not a good time, for Gary.
And also, if I may, I don't think we want to have the beds closed on Memorial Day weekend. I don't mean to be
Oh, you're
a
right.
stickler on this.
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like we really do have to aim for that April
Our-
30th, May 1st, May
Our-
4th weekend.
Our goal,
To get timeframe to do this.
Yeah, and then,
well, look,
yeah, I agree.
so our goal, and I talked this over with John, our goal would be to do a relay, because you get a lot more clams for the amount of money. And then to do, right before the clinic, do a market buy, so that would,
You would do both?
we would do both.
Oh, I thought it was either or.
No, well, there are no rules. With a market buy, it's more expensive because you're basically buying clams wholesale.
No, I understand, but I thought if the relay was successful, you still need to do the market buy.
Well, John thought we didn't put very many clams out last year.
Okay.
And if people start the season saying there isn't much stuff out there, then that doesn't set a very good tone.
Have you ever had the relay be not possible, like all the dates don't work? None of the dates work and then you have to do all market buy? Have you done that?
Yeah, we didn't do any, I don't know whether we did relays or not last year. I mean, you can get weather or tide
Right, but
or,
it's really expensive. More expensive to do the market.
yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, you
Right, no,
got,
I'm just trying to figure it out.
we,
I'm new to this.
you're right. If we can do,
Both.
it's better to do relays because you get more clams for your dollar.
Yeah,
the downside, as we've discussed, is you're closed for 2 weeks or more. And so you don't really want to be closed
During
over
the summer.
Memorial Day.
So the only time you could really do a
Latest is the
relay
18th.
is now, because we're not gonna be able to close the
Oh,
beds.
is that why you were saying the 18th? Not because it's Memorial Day weekend, because of the 2 weeks?
Yeah, see,
Oh.
that's what the problem is, you have
Yeah, I
to
was
close it
wondering why
down
you were
for
saying
2
that.
weeks.
Oh,
And
boy.
And,
to
po-
me-
and like
That would
Cindy
not
said,
be-
you know, if it doesn't
Well,
test positively, then it's, so,
People
you
are
know,
not like that.
No, I mean, and even if they're not clamming, just the fact that it's closed,
You'd be pissed, yeah.
it's, Memorial Day is when everybody wants
Like last year, Perry Green closed for construction all summer. And people, just, you know where Perry Green is?
Sure.
People were so upset, and that's just a park? People were really upset it was closed all summer, but they started Memorial Day weekend.
Mhm.
So people
well, you know,
might have a huge outcry.
well, I mean, sometimes these things are beyond your control. The South Wharf may not be done in time.
Yeah.
It's a good chance of
Oh,
that.
I know that.
Can I ask I'll ask a very stupid question, I'm sorry. Why do we have to worry about the temperature of the water? If the clams are already in the water, all we're doing is moving them to another location, right? So what difference does it make? Why does it have to be 50? I'm
Because-
sorry, Cindy.
So typically, when they get dropped, they'll burrow a little bit,
Okay,
and if they can't burrow, then they die.
They won't burrow if the water is too cold, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was just trying to understand, because if they're already in the
You know,
water. and you're moving-
I didn't know the reasoning, but
I believe that was it.
But the bottom line, Bureau of Agriculture says the water must be 50 degrees.
That's it.
So, okay,
You know, they don't really care what the tide is.
and
They
we
care
need a
what,
license from them before we can even do the relays.
but that's not hard. I call them.
No, but if it's, the temperature is at 50 degrees, they won't give us the license.
Right.
Okay,
Okay,
that's,
my only concern with having the relay at the end of April and it potentially being open for Memorial Day is, so far, we have 103,
Permits.
permits so far. Is that going to jump considerably by Memorial Day to make it worth rushing this and getting everything in place for Memorial Day? Do you think there's gonna be that many people out there at that time?
You talking about for the May
Well,
18th?
the only reason, Cindy, that's a good point. My thinking is that we're doing this, in other words, we're doing this because this is about the only time of the summer when we can do a relay. And so if we're gonna do a relay, we're gonna get a lot of clams at the best possible price. And so that and certainly if we stock the beds, so to speak, and we have 100 people, I can almost guarantee you that of those 100, probably there are only about maybe 25 that are actually clamming. And the impact that, it'll be great for them because there'll be a lot of clams, but the impact that it's going to have for the long term, for the summer, is much greater. I mean, I
I mean, listen, it looks like we have 4 dates, which is not a lot here. So
yeah,
I think we try them. If the boat, who's the fellow with the boat?
yeah.
Is it possible to first ask if he could do weekends?
Oh, yeah, I think that he was here. He certainly wants to do this. I haven't
I would
talked to him.
ask. I mean, if if there are more dates on weekends, I would add those.
I'll, talk to him and find out.
4 dates is not a lot, but
and he would also have a feel about the temperature,
Yeah,
because he would know if it's 42 degrees now, based upon what he's known
would
through.
it warm up?
Will warm up by 10 degrees and maybe this time of year it does, I'm just not.
What is it right now, 44?
42, 43. I mean, it's gonna be cold tonight,
Well, we're
but next week is supposed to be warm. And at this time of the year, the sun radiates a tremendous amount of heat.
Right.
So,
The days are longer and the whole thing, so.
so
I think,
I'm gonna be optimistic about it.
the likelihood, I mean, if you look online at what water temperature is, typically on Long Island Sound historically,
Mhm.
I think you'll find that the end of April is a 50-degree time.
okay.
You know, Gary can tell us and say,
Gary's the guy.
But at least you're approaching him now and trying to get his commitment to that timeframe.
oh, yeah,
Because if there's anybody else who's doing the same thing that we are, you don't want him to be
well,
committed to.
and this is,
If you
we,
have the-
we pay him $2,500. So he's got to have a boat and crew to spend the day, and so,
Can you, would you be able to tell him, here are the dates that we've identified that meet check all the boxes and can you?
no, I would tell, he's done this lots of times.
Okay.
I've done it 0 times. I know sort of the logistics of it. It's not that complicated.
Okay,
I have to tell him
I've done zero.
what the tide, when the tide is high and how high it is. Because he has to be able to drive his boat
Load in to drop.
over our shellfish beds, which are mud at low tide. So he needs, I don't know, does his boat draw 4 feet?
Yeah, I don't know.
You
I
know-
was gonna ask you that, how big his boat was.
So he's got to tell you, he'll tell me, because it's his boat, or one of his boats, and he'll say, if the tide's 6, 8, I have to be there within a half an hour of either side of high, or something like that. And, or, if the weather is such and such, I won't do it, if it's been blowing 20 out of the east for a couple of days, there'd be, big sea state.
Well, if all else fails and we can't do it,
We can do
we
market
can do the
buy.
market buy.
Right, but that's our big plan B.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think it's-
market, and market buy is has a different set of criteria. We call Gary, we find out what the price is, and we know how much money we have in our checkbook, so to speak. Say we've allocated $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever it is, so we know how much we can get. We buy the clams wholesale from him, his little necks, top necks, cherry stones, whatever. And then we go down to Stratford, pick the clams up, bring the clams back, put them on the boat, which we'll talk about in a minute,
Yeah.
because it's not our regular boat, because it's not in service. And then we drive the boat out to the beds and put them in there. If I had my way, I'd have a boat and I'd drive the boat down to Stratford, put them in the boat, drive the boat from Stratford back
Why
to
not?
the shellfish beds and throw them in there. But
But you don't do it that way.
that doesn't seem to be how it gets done.
Yeah.
And the clams have to be iced when you're moving them around and all this
Right.
other business.
Do we, what's the best case scenario then? Both?
Yeah.
Both, okay.
So
Okay.
we will see. Uh,
Let's just stay optimistic.
So we've already approved the allocation for you to think.
We just have to get the days.
So we need to, I need to get back to everybody and let you all know. And when we agree upon a tentative time,
Do we get to help?
and
I think it'd be fun.
then
I would love to do this.
and see who would like to do it, and then I have to ask Gary, well, how many people do you
Okay.
allow? I mean,
Yeah, that's true. You mean that.
he's gonna go,
Well, there may be
well,
seniority, so let's see.
now moving on to new business. The new boat, according to Tim, who has another meeting going on, he said that everything seems to be going along well. It's been improved in the budget. We're getting the 20-foot boat. It will,
Still call those shucks? I love that name.
but he,
I'm sorry.
But,
It's so cute.
he doesn't have the money yet, so he hasn't placed the order. But that's irrelevant because even if we place the order today, we wouldn't get it until the end of the summer anyway, so.
Right.
And in the meantime, what are we doing for a boat? And I've talked to him about this at length. And tentatively, what is planned is the harbor master has a new boat. We'll be getting a boat that's new to him. This was underwritten by the Harbor Management Commission, the purchase of that, with the understanding that it could be used by other departments. So I've talked to the head of the Harbor Management Commission and Chris Smith, who told me that that shouldn't be a problem as long as it doesn't conflict with the harbor master's duties. Well, the harbor master's duties are primarily on the weekends and the afternoon, not when we would want to be doing one of two different things. Either one, doing a market buy, distributing clams, or B, distributing shell. So either of those things would be done in the morning or something like that. And also, Tim, the Conservation Department has a contract with Save the Sound to do water sampling, and they would use the boat for similar things. So that seems to be covered. So
would we be using, I guess this goes back to your point, would we be using Gary's boats, or in addition, we'd be using this boat? I mean, we're doing the relay.
when you do the relay, it's Gary's boat
Okay,
and no other boats.
so this is for, I'm sorry, I was still caught up on the relay, I apologize.
For the relay,
It's Gary's boats. we don't-
Gary's boat, we're chartering the boat,
Okay,
the boat and crew.
For the market buy, it's our.
For the market buy, we go down to GMB, we collect our clams, we put them in a truck or whatever, some vehicle.
gotcha, okay.
Drive them down here, put them in the boat, and
Our
then
boat.
put them in the water.
Okay,
Will we have a boat by May what?
no, the rule.
The harbor master's boat, we'll use that.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
okay, I missed that part, okay,
And
okay.
so that's it on the boat. Moving down to Long Island Sound Futures Fund, this is something that John Short told me about, and I checked into it. They do grants in the amount of $50,000 and up. And I thought that if we could get a grant to do what Save the Sound did in Branford at Short Beach, where they did eDNA analysis to determine what was contaminating the beaches, the water at Short Beach. They weren't sure whether or not it was people, dogs, or birds, and it turned out that it was dogs. It's our understanding, and Cindy has done far more of this than I have, but we've sampled water at Southport Beach many, many, many times for a period of years, and we've never gotten any clear correlation as to whether it was rain events or whatever, because we got bad results sometimes when it rained, sometimes when it didn't rain, and so on. So it was like, we don't know what it is. And there's the belief that on the south side, so to speak, you've got Sasko Creek. And we did water sampling right there, standing in Sasko Creek. And I don't think that Sasko Creek was bad, but still other places within Southport Beach, which were designated test areas, they gave us the longitude and latitude, and we had to go out and go to those particular spots at each sampling time. And the belief is that the Mill River comes down, and the current of the Mill River swoops around and ends up on Southport Beach and deposits a lot of bad stuff. Plus, the prevailing wind is sort of from the southeast, and so you get a lot of wave action and everything else, putting stuff there. So they would do the eDNA analysis there. Well, there was a problem. The problem was that in order to get the grant, you needed to do, it was 50% matching. Well, we don't have, if we went for the smallest amount, we don't have $25,000 to throw at this, nor does Mill River Wetlands. So I called up Save the Sound, and I ended up talking to Peter Linderoth, who is in charge of water quality, and he was very familiar with his grants. He said they're very competitive. He was very familiar with, obviously, what they did in Branford. And if you look at water studies, and I don't remember whether it's from Bureau of Agriculture or DEEP or whatever, but if you look at the Mill River, anywhere from the Tide Mill building north all the way to St. Mortar is all red, which is not a good color. And so somewhere there are places that are causing problem. And so the idea would be to identify what the various sources are, just as they did in Short Beach, to be a little bit more complicated. So he is going to be checking on that. He also is quite good because he works a lot, very closely with Tim Bishop. So I really wanted, he said, well, who's going to be the lead on this? I said, you would be, not Fairfield. I wanted Save the Sound because Save the Sound is really good in that they have a department that writes grants. They know this grant organization. They know what to say or not say. And we don't have the expertise, and getting the town to do it would be, I think, challenging for them because they don't know all the stuff that, so that's what we're waiting to hear on. So, and I sort of joke because if we found the source and if we were able to fix it and clean up Southport Beach, we would have a lot of work on our hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
really good news. That would be a positive problem.
That would be
In my opinion,
We would have to sell a lot of permits because we're talking about relays.
yeah.
Suddenly, your acreage, it's like going into a two-bedroom
Doubling
cape
up.
to a
A mansion.
six-bedroom mansion. You know, you
But have
go,
you ever had Southport and Sasko open at the same time?
Long time.
Like,
Long.
like 20 years ago, right?
Long time ago.
more than that, I mean, Cindy's,
Dad did.
yeah.
In the
Yeah.
90s? I think.
Well,
I remember people clamming at Southport.
yeah, I mean, but then there were also a lot more natural, you know, there were a lot of clams were there naturally and stuff. I think the reality is that we've got many more people.
So you're
we-
saying be careful what you wish for, kind of?
Well, we have to move forward. That's our responsibility.
Yeah. You
And,
don't want to keep
but-
it dirty.
and so, you know, we want to figure out what the problems are in the Mill River.
But the section that they're talking about is actually from Tide Mill
North,
up to St. Mortar.
right,
And that's the area that you're saying is indicated to be in red.
right.
Now, maybe I'm wrong, because part of that is close to my house. It's all residential over that, from what I know. I mean, I'm just looking at the Mill River as that part of it. I mean, Tide Mill, it's infamous for the Exide battery, but that, you're not counting that Exide battery portion.
No, well, that's all been,
That's all been supposedly
Cleaned up.
remediated.
Yeah.
So this is a section, and I'm sorry, it's for my own benefit, that's basically a residential area that's causing the pollution.
yeah, it could be,
Could be septic.
like, you know, there are all sorts of problems. I mean, you've got, it could be, it isn't, but it could be, for instance, the Hunt Club was a problem over on Sasko Creek because they have the stables and they have all the
Right,
manure.
right.
And, you know, I don't know enough about conservation, but Lake Mohegan has a big problem because there are a massive number of dogs that use that property. Some of them respectfully and some of them not. And so I don't know how much runoff there is from that and how much it ends up in the Mill River. I don't know the answers to any of these things. You know, I look at some of these golf courses or whatever, or athletic fields, and see flocks of geese the size of this room there.
Right.
And they aren't there just talking.
Well, they are, but they're doing.
So,
But you know they've been there.
so can we keep on visiting this topic as we move forward?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, because I had hoped to hear from Peter, you know, I said, well, I got a meeting with him. Well, I'll try to talk to Tim and see how he wants to do it and stuff. So I haven't heard, the deadline for these grants is May 12th, which is fairly imminent. On the other hand, we're a passive partner in this. I mean, I'm pretty confident that Save the Sound can put this together
Quickly.
pretty
You
effectively.
probably have someone who does that.
Yeah, I mean, they do lots and lots of grants, that's how they
They probably
survive.
have someone.
And if it's not that grant, it could be something else. I mean,
Right.
you know, they're not, that's not the only,
I bet there are a lot of other grants.
yeah, but, the next item is US Army Corps of Engineers. You may have gotten a thing an email on this from Tim. This is kind of an interesting project. They're going to dredge Bridgeport Harbor and Black Rock harbors. And these are huge projects. The combined amount of dredged material is about 2.2 million cubic yards. When we did dredging in Southport last January, we dredged 20,000 yards. So this is 50 times the
But we
size.
felt pretty special, didn't we?
And that costs $1.5 million. I've had discussions with the Army Corps about this because what they're doing there is quite unique. First off, they're planning to start Bridgeport in the fall of '27. And it will run for 2 years, so it'd be the fall of '27, all of '27, and then the fall of '28 and all of '28. And then, when they've done that, they're going to start in the fall of '29 in Black Rock and the fall of '30 and do that. This material, all of the material in Black Rock is contaminated and cannot be put in the dumping ground. I'd say, I can't remember the proportions, but we'll say more than half of what's in Bridgeport is not good either. So what they're going to be doing, because they can do this for commercial ports, is they're going to have what they call CADs, confined aquatic disposal areas. And what these are, and this sounds crazy, but they've done it in Boston, and they've done it in Rhode Island, I believe, and they've done it in Norwalk. They dig this huge hole. And presumably what's in the hole is clean. So they have this pile of, we'll call it dirt, that they dig up from this massive hole. They make the hole much bigger than they need to put in all of the bad stuff. They fill it with the bad stuff and then they cap it with a bunch of clean stuff. And then clean stuff that if they've, obviously they have stuff left over, material left over because they've, will taking 1 million yards out of this hole, but they only need to put in 500,000, or a quarter of, I don't know, some smaller amount to put on top as frosting on the cake. And So what do they do with that stuff that
They
is
don't-
good, but is gonna be displaced by the bad stuff? Well, they can put that out on the dumping grounds. So my concern wasn't the Bridgeport project, because that's further away from our shellfish beds. I was concerned about, and that's what I talked to the biologist from the Corps about, and said to her, I said, you know, in Ash Creek, we have our shellfish nursery, and we've, over the last 10 or 15 years, made that into a thriving area, because when we started, there was nothing there, and now we've got all these oyster islands. And the oysters are good at cleaning things, but if you dig a cad in Black Rock and you have a lot of silt in the water that washes over onto our shellfish, our oyster beds, the oysters won't be happy because they'll get covered in silt. And so they took note of that. And so that's sort of how that stands. And there is, and I'll send everybody a link, there is a public comment period discussion coming up on April 16th. And it's a Zoom, you can go and listen
About
to
the
it,
project?
about this project. But the package, I mean, I only printed a little bit, but the package is 450 pages long. I mean, very, very detailed as to what these things look like and stuff. And if you're interested, you go in there and scan down, there's a table of contents. But I've worked with the Corps, they're really an impressive group of people. The group that we worked with in Southport was just extraordinary. And I guess they've got the money because it's going to be $25 or $30 million at least. A lot of
Who
money.
pays for it?
I imagine the Connecticut Port Authority is, I think, putting in some money. I don't know. The Corps has a budget to do certain things. Bridgeport's a commercial port. They bring in huge amount of fuel oil and gasoline, and they bring in a lot of, I guess, gravel and sand and stuff. So that's a big thing there. Black Rock, that's a little bit different, but
That's less commercial, I would think.
I guess Black Rock qualifies as commercial because.
You had a number of tugs that you see pulling in.
Well, that's
a lot of
right,
different
yeah,
stuff.
true.
A lot, still
Yeah.
have a lot of traffic. Now, maybe,
Captain's Cove.
it used to go, I'm just wondering now when they closed down UI, but that'd be more on the Bridgeport side than.
Yeah, that was coal. They used to have those boats, off of Bridgeport, these boats would come in loaded with coal, and then these little smaller boats would ferry the stuff ashore, and they'd be there for a week unloading this.
Now, during the summer, they still have a lot of tugs that come into Black Rock, because I belong to Black Rock Yacht Club, and you look at it, and
Over by
you
Captain's Cove.
can see them coming right into exactly.
Yeah.
So it's still pretty active as far as I can see.
So, anyway, that's a significant, project. I will send you all the link on that. Probably the next item is probably the most important of all the things we've been talking about. And that's the clam clinic planning, because Cindy's done this before. She knows, Lizette is the one who has done the band.
She takes care of the band.
And Lizette's,
You need a band, or you,
we
We have a pretty good one.
we have
that
a
we've been
wonderful
using.
steel band.
okay, good.
And it's great because
I remember that.
they don't need any electricity. And it, to me at least, it's wonderful because you hear this
You hear
band
Very
Water.
beachy.
and they're really, really nice
I
group of
remember
people.
liking that, yeah.
And so we'll check on that. We always we have to go around and get donations. And I don't know, you've been involved with that, someone?
So, a lot of times, I think we've gotten them from, I think John's gotten maybe 3 or 4 larger ones from, businesses. Usually me and Lisette will handle the raffle prizes. We usually get maybe about 10 of them. I can do that, myself if she's busy.
Yeah, that would be great. I think I'll talk to John. He usually goes to
Nordic.
Nordic Fish, and they're very generous. Then he goes to Cops Island Oyster, and Jimmy puts together this. It's not surprising, but if you ever go down to Cops Island Oyster in East Norwalk, I was there last week getting oysters. That's where they keep a lot of their boats, but you get oysters for 70 cents a piece. If you like oysters, it's really a great deal. And
Is it down by Overton's or is it by Calf Pasture?
no,
It's on Water Street, is that where?
No, that's South Norwalk.
No,
though.
it's
Oh.
this on East Norwalk.
I'm trying to picture.
In other words,
No.
it's
that's
it's
fine.
on this side of the river,
Trying to
and
picture where it is.
it's a weird little place.
Not Overton's over there.
No, and you get down there and you think it's a whole different world. There are all these food trucks parked there, which aren't selling. That's where they live.
okay.
By
You
the
know,
Oyster Festival?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
sort of beyond that. And anyway, they have this. You go in there and they have this really neat little shop about half the size of this room, but it's beautifully, beautifully, beautifully done. And if you want to get stuff, they have all sorts of oyster plates and oyster knives and scarves
That's good to know.
and stuff, but it's really elegantly done. It doesn't look tacky at all.
You think
No.
they might donate something?
They always donate a basket that
Oh.
is worth a lot, and it's probably includes, I don't know, because I've never looked at it carefully, probably includes a coupon to go to Cops Island Oysters to get oysters or something. And, but,
You know, maybe Women's Exchange in Southport, they sell those clamshell things with the paintings on them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they would donate something.
Maybe.
And I'm happy to help if
But-
you.
you know, I mean, they're really a not-for-profit, so I don't know whether they want
That's okay, I mean,
to. Well, we can ask them, I mean,
are we a for-profit? Are we considered?
we're
What are we considered?
a
I
not-for-profit.
would think would be a not-for-profit.
We aren't a 501(c)(3) or anything like that. We're a town entity, and
But are you charitable?
no, there's no charitable
No, okay,
donations
no,
there.
so it can't be fundraising. Where does
But-
the money go from the raffle?
Goes back into, it just goes into the account.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, how many prizes do you want to have? 10 or a dozen?
Yeah, something like that. The way that it works, and correct me if I'm wrong, we put out, what, 3 or 4 shells, colored shells?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never been involved in that side of things. We paint 3 or 4 shells, or I don't know however many it is, and we put them out on the beds. And if you find that shell,
So typically, the
prize.
silver ones are the ones for the bigger prize, for the big. And then we have some red or pink shells that I usually chuck out. And then those are for the smaller raffle prizes. Most of the raffle prizes don't exceed $10. They just, we try and keep them local. I think last year we had like 16 handles. I did Augusto's, Saugatuck Sweets, I think we use, Bonkers, Try-
local businesses, and, it'd be like Sunny Days or something like this. You go
Yeah.
there, you
Yeah.
can get 2 ice cream cones, or
Dairy Queen.
it's whatever it would be, and that new place, the new ice cream place.
Gelato downtown.
Oh, that's very hot. Yeah, OG.
I know the one you're talking about.
like a long line, so we never, I've never been, but I hear it's good.
Yeah, I mean, and you could, that
That's a good
bagel
idea.
place that's right on the corner, I've never been there, but it's,
Oh, pop-up bagels?
yeah,
Yeah, it's
seems to be popular.
Yeah, it is. But I think I like the idea of the local.
Yeah, so, you know,
businesses.
whoever these people are, I think it's fun to promote the local
Maybe-
businesses.
maybe Fairfield Community Theater would give 2 tickets, or maybe Fairfield Theater Company, 2 tickets.
Bad idea.
Fairfield Bucks, or they call them, no, they don't call them that, but it's something clever. But I'm happy to help if you want to solicit. I've done it many times.
Yeah, awesome.
I was gonna say a 50-50 raffle. Have you ever done that?
And we usually just do the,
But it doesn't work unless you're a charity, because half goes to the charity.
yeah, no, we can't do that, I don't think.
No. Do you have to get a permit to do a raffle, or you don't because you're the town, we're the town?
No, we don't.
You don't have to do a permit.
But our raffle doesn't involve any money, right?
No, it's just,
No, you're not keeping any money.
Find
Not
them
gambling.
yourself.
No, you don't,
It's
you
not
don't,
gambling.
well, you aren't paying to be in the raffle.
No, I understand. You're not paying money, you're just winning.
I mean, the
Showing
only
up.
time that you spend money at this event is if you want to buy a T-shirt or a hat.
It's not a raffle like I was thinking, like you're buying 10 tickets.
no, it's
No.
just, you have to go out into the water and grab a shell and
Shell,
that's your
yep.
prize.
I
But
love
didn't
it.
we have raffle tickets as well?
I think that we might have had something for the merch, for the t-shirts or the hats or something like that, to promote those, but those didn't go for the raffle prizes.
I'll ask John about that, you know.
Okay.
Make
'Cause I
sure
know Leah did a lot of that stuff, so.
Are you getting, I love this logo. I just want to say that. This logo on the upper right.
Yeah, we've had that for a few years now.
I
It's-
love this, I've never looked at it till tonight, and I think it would be great on caps.
We
Yeah,
do.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
what,
is that what you're selling?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
swag?
we
Yeah, that's
have
what we sell,
Oh.
at the event.
Yes, I need one.
hats and T-shirts.
And maybe a magnet?
I don't think we don't have any magnets. We've sold,
People like the magnets that go in your car.
we've sold the, oh, no, well,
These would make a great car magnet.
we have had stickers for cars saying, we dig clams.
Oh, that's fun.
I haven't seen those in a while. That's been several years. I think when Tim Macklin did, the merchandise.
We can, for instance, we all have red T-shirts that have that logo on the front, and the
Oh.
back says "We dig clams." And
Oh.
similarly, the hats have our logo in the front and "We dig clams" embroidered. These are embroidered, so these hats are pretty pricey. But
Yeah.
Are the caps like the baseball caps that?
yeah,
Do you know where they're printed?
yeah.
Is it Minuteman or?
No, it's not Minuteman. John has a place over in Stratford where he's been
Okay.
going. So
Okay. If it's good, if it's cheap, otherwise I know a couple places.
yeah, I
Through
mean,
the Sasquatch, and the Sea Lodge had some hats made by somebody's father in Norwalk. So if you need a new contractor for this, what I call the swag.
you know, so and I don't know. I've got all of our stuff is over in the conservation shed.
Okay.
We have to go over there. John's
I
gonna
was
get.
gonna ask you, what's our inventory right
Yeah,
now?
we need to look at the inventory, and I have no idea
Did you
on,
do some
you know,
recon?
I think he tried some different color hats, didn't move very well, you know. I don't know. My thinking is that you limit the number of options. In other words, you know, all the T-shirts are red or blue or yellow or something like this. And we just have 3 different sizes. We don't want 4 different colors and 3 different
No,
sizes.
no, that makes it too complicated.
And it costs you too much because you end up having, you know, $500 or $600 worth of inventory, you know, and if you don't move it, And although people got excited somehow or another at Christmas time this year, and suddenly people wanted a hat or a T-shirt or something like this. And John had all of these at his house, and he had to figure out a way to rendezvous with them and everything.
Like secretly in a back alley.
Well, that's why if they're red, pick another color, maybe they won't need them at Christmas time.
So,
The red with the blue logo on them?
chowder.
Yeah.
Okay. We always have two kinds of chowder. We have Manhattan and New England. And I've done Manhattan, and
Does anybody really like Manhattan?
I do.
Oh, okay, that's one.
Oh,
Maybe
no,
I'm
no,
the
no,
only one.
I've done,
I do
excuse,
know.
I've done the New England, excuse me, and John has done Manhattan. And,
It's okay, you can like it.
Maybe you should just have
No, people like it, some
New
people.
England if it's,
trust me, I make chowder for 125. And we do about the same for Manhattan, for both.
And
A lot,
they're both
we
gone.
always run out.
Of
both.
Okay,
And
okay.
so,
I'm not shaming, I just.
what I do is,
I don't like it.
I go online and I get the best price and I buy a couple of cases of Progresso. And then
Really? It's not homemade?
no. And
Just being
then I buy several large cans of clams in addition. And then I take a bunch of onions and celery and
Oh,
other
so you
stuff.
do make
yes,
it?
he does make.
Oh, I thought he was opening can, okay.
And saute
You
all of
use the
that, and then
clam
a
juice?
few quarts of half and half, because normally this Progresso stuff, you don't have to add anything to. And you put all this stuff together and season it a little bit. It's a little bit different. Is it homemade?
I think it's.
No, I mean, everybody, I've had Brenda and everybody else, Brenda
Yeah.
Kupchik, oh, Bruce, you gotta give me the recipe, oh.
Well, but it is sort of like you doctor it up.
So, and Leah did the Manhattan last time, so, anyway.
How do you just make it in a huge pot?
Yeah, you make it up in advance, and then we've got a little 2-burner propane cooker, and you put the stuff, the big pots on top there and keep it hot. Problem is, it always sticks in the bottom.
Sure.
You can't,
There's no way around it.
you get to the bottom and it's like,
Oh, that's another.
with the spoon. But it really is funny because people come up and say, well, how much is it? No, it's for free.
Wow.
And then little kids come up and go, do you want some? Okay. And they take some, and then a little while later, can I get some more? It's really
like it,
fun.
they like it.
But it's a fun event. And you run out and people are discouraged because you don't have any more, but that's life. But, so I can make the New England. I don't know who would like to make the Manhattan. We reimburse whatever your costs are. And, I get hot drink cups and I get napkins and spoons and all the other stuff to dispense everything with. So that's how we do that. So if anybody would like to be a chowder person along with me, because I can tell you, I am not going to make both. It's just too much work. So that's that. Maybe we'll get Kendra to make she's not here, so.
Yeah,
You don't want
okay. I make a motion.
Set up, this starts at 9:30, we'll probably have to meet at 7:30 or 8, we have a trailer that we load up with all of the stuff stuff being, we have a 10 by 20 foot pop-up tent, and we have probably 3 other pop-up tents. One that we use for the band, one that we use for the chowder, one that we use for the swag. And usually we have conservation people there who volunteer their time, and they can, we don't sell permits there, but they can, we have the QR code, they can scan it. And
So this is what we were doing with our Boy Scouts now. So
Volunteers.
this is what I was wondering if, with the things we've talked about, this seems to be the one, maybe they could help give out the chowder to people, serve the chowder. But would this be a thing for the setup that maybe this is something we could utilize the Boy Scouts for?
when you're doing the setup, you need people to, first off, you need adults to be able to move the tents, because if you erect tents, if you don't do it carefully, you'll break them. So kids can help, sort of be
Hold the
Sherpas.
pole, or yeah.
They can carry stuff around. Then when we're moving, when we bring the trailer in, we have a trailer that's loaded with rakes, and then we're gonna have we'll have a couple of coolers filled with ice, and then we're gonna have a box with a whole bunch of bags on it, to put the clams in. And so they can carry 2 or 3 rakes over, because there'll probably be, 75 rakes, something like that?
It's about 75, 100, yeah.
About 100. So need to move those over there.
Okay.
They could help hand out rakes, and when we give out rakes, we give one per family unit, so that if they're, a dad and 3, and a mom and dad and 2 kids, we give them 1 rake. And they take turns raking. And then when we're all done, everybody leaves and we clean up and it looks like nobody was there.
Okay, and so we'd want them for that, but I'm just thinking so that, would we want them, and because we're in conversations, as you know, with the people of the Boy Scout troop, if we want these volunteers, would we want them like at 7:30, like what you're talking about at Sasco?
No, a little bit later, I think.
Yeah,
Closer to the arrival,
probably around
8:30.
Well, if they're gonna help us set up the tent.
about 8:50, about 8 o'clock, something like that.
Okay, all right, whatever, but I mean.
Would you say something like that?
Because the heaviest things are the coolers with the ice,
Okay,
the tents, and the tables. The tents are a big thing because, like Bruce said, if you don't get everybody, at the same time, it's a pain. So that is definitely an adult job. So little hands can definitely, there's plenty of things for the kids to do, but
well, that's what
there's,
it sounds, yeah.
no, there is plenty of things for the little
Okay.
ones.
Yeah, you need you don't want kids getting hurt or
No,
whatever.
so that's,
Well, getting in the way, I mean, I don't mean to be.
Yeah, and you've got to
But I
lift
think-
things up and you can get pinched and all sorts of stuff like this.
but they can definitely help buggy lug things, that's not a problem.
Okay. And the thing like you mentioned, handing out rakes and
Yeah, that's
maybe
doable.
directing people, if you have questions, you can go see Cindy or something like that.
I'll be out in the
But the-
water.
But, I just,
Cindy is a teacher. She's showing people.
how to do the,
Cindy's looking for that silver. High five.
Yeah, I like being out. I like showing people, and then I like just being out in the water. And if people have questions, there's a few of us out there that and if some people are not having any luck, I'll dig and I'll give them a few. I usually will just pass along any clams I get to people if they're getting discouraged. So
I think you might have helped me a couple of times. You taught me the squeak.
Cindy's a real,
Yes.
Cindy's a real diehard. I mean, it has nothing to do with the clinic, but we're going over to, I remember collecting water samples over at Southport Beach, and we're all wearing waders because the water is cold. And so we get down there and you pull your waders on and they come out. Cindy, I think there's gonna be a low tide when Cindy gets out of the water because she's got so much water in her boots. My boot has a leak in it. No. You've got like a footbath.
Oh, I hate that.
I had to take them off and then I literally just dumped the water.
Oh, did they just come out slosh over, or did you?
Oh, no,
Oh, I had a big leak.
Oh, okay, because I had sloshing water.
Oh, no, this was just,
Like the tide came in.
Waders, my waders,
These were hunter boots, they weren't waders. Your waders were up to,
no, waders
they
come
were-
up to here.
they were the suspender ones.
oh, wow.
Bibs.
Yeah, I think it was where the boot meets the leg. There was like a little area.
You must have not thought out for a while.
Now, I've tried to find leaks, you know, I've gone into a dark closet or something with a flashlight, tried to see where the light shines out.
Oh, where they are, the leak is? How about just pouring water in them? No? Like not wearing them, like having Cindy hold them or something.
And then you gotta get them dried out.
Yeah.
So that covers that.
So I will go to the Boy Scouts then and tell them to
Okay.
be volunteers. Right?
Good, perfect.
Okay.
Ash Creek Conservation Association contacted John and wanted him to speak at a panel sometime in June. A time and place, probably at Fairweather Yacht Club. But purpose, and John said, well, is that okay if I speak? I said, yeah, you know more about Ash Creek than any of us. So I said, but who's the audience and what's this all about? You know, what's this panel for? And Tim Macklin was gonna speak about Shell and something, and I said, fine, that's great. I said to this guy, who, I got the name of the fellow who was running it, and said, really, I think that if you want to tell people about how we're promoting Ash Creek, that I think that you should be talking to Mill River Wetlands, because Mill River Wetlands is educating 700 to 800 kids a year. That's part of the school curriculum. They're doing it now, and they also do it with P.T. Barnum School, 7th graders every fall, and the Fairfield School, 7th graders. And this spring, they're doing it with the folks from the 5th and 6th grades. And so I said, talk to them, because I think people would be impressed by the fact that they're creating this awareness, because it sticks with some of the kids, and some of it may bleed through onto the parents as well, and so on. So I think they're going to follow up on that too. And
That's great. Do you have a date for that?
he doesn't have a date,
If he had a date, we could almost promote it in here.
but
Okay, no,
it's
okay,
to be determined.
okay.
What is interesting, jumping back to May 8th, I've contacted the editor of a magazine called Racklines, and I think Joe has it.
Yeah, we had something in here. Where is
You did have it. last
Yeah.
time.
You know, Racklines is put out by Sea Grant, and they
Yeah.
publish this magazine on a regular basis. And
Sea grant.
they're going to send the editor is going to be, and a photographer are going to be coming down on the 8th.
For the 7th grade?
Well, no, not for the 5th and 6th graders, because
okay.
otherwise they would have had to wait till September, and then it would have missed the publication deadline, and probably wouldn't have come out until the spring of next year. And this way, they'll get it in the fall edition, which would be good.
So it's really like it. Do you subscribe?
No, I don't, we just, you brought a bunch of them to
Kind of
one of our
interesting.
meetings.
No,
I wouldn't.
yeah,
No, I wouldn't,
you can get that magazine.
Like,
If you go to the clam clinic, if you go to the gathering of shellfish,
Yeah,
you can sign up for that.
okay.
I don't remember.
This is
I,
cool.
I,
I like it. I like the name, it's cute.
but anyway, what we'd like to do,
We don't want to put any other, I'm just going back to the newsletter for 1 second.
yeah,
Because when you mentioned Ash Creek, are there any other events we want to call out in here? This is a spring newsletter. I assume we're going to do a summer one. Or maybe fall, I don't know how often.
Yeah,
But
we-
is there any other thing, do we want to call out the May? I guess those are more school trips.
we don't, as far as I know, we don't have anything to talk about. What we
Yeah.
did talk about last year that we never sort of got traction on was doing a fall clinic. It was not the same as the summer clinic.
Okay.
The fall clinic was going to be for permit holders only, and it was going to be in September or something like that.
Yeah,
But that was going to be focused more on oysters.
Yeah, that didn't happen, so.
And that requires us to go to
yeah.
Tops Island Oyster and get a bunch of oysters and put them out there and
Yeah.
stop for that event,
Okay.
you know, and, so these are things that we talk about.
That's okay, I just was curious.
Talking about things and doing things are not
Yeah.
the same.
Okay, and this is just a spring newsletter anyway, so you don't have to get excited.
And I think as we move along and see how things are going and, you know, note it, I think as you pointed out, I think what probably is most impactful is having pictures of people having fun.
Yep.
I mean, you know,
Nobody complains. Nobody complains at the clinic.
and that this is something that would be fun to do. I mean, I've talked to many people about shellfish and they go, "Oh, really? Where'd you do that? Oh, you can do that?" I said, "Yeah, for 15 or 20 bucks, whatever it is, you get a permit and you go out there and get a lot of clams." I mean, if you go to the grocery store and see what it costs you to get, you know, to buy a clam per piece,
Yeah, it's a lot.
you can, if you're looking at return on your investment, you
Yeah.
can break even pretty quick.
Yeah.
And it's, but more importantly, like Cindy says, it's fun.
Yeah.
Uh,
And it's free.
One more informational item, and then we're going to come back and go to the minutes, is that John Short told me that the Housatonic River cleanup is coming up, and I will,
April 25th, are you looking for this?
yeah, here it is. April 25th, and what they do is they basically pull garbage out of the Housatonic River. And this goes from 8 to 2 p.m. Refreshments, gloves and bags are provided. They have a boat, bring it. If you have a pickup truck, bring it. And they're at the Birds, I'll send out this stuff to everybody. And John was telling me that the stuff that he's pulled out of there is
Well,
unbelievable.
where did they go? Right at the mouth of
Dead
the
bodies.
sound, or how far up?
I don't know. I mean, they meet at Bird's Eye Boat Ramp, Sunnyside Boat Ramp are the two rendezvous spots.
Is that Stratford?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, one is in Shelton, Sunnyside Boat Ramp. But I don't, it's amazing.
Oh, I'm in it.
Because I've gone to, in Shelton, the Housatonic River Orthopedic Specialty Group, OSG,
Right.
they have their place, you know, down middle of Fairfield where Sims used to be. But I got an appointment and it was up, they said, oh, it's up in Shelton. I thought, Shelton, and I thought of Bridgeport Avenue and that's part of, but this is spectacular.
It's on River Road.
Right on River Road.
Yeah.
And it is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I
there's a
mean,
park there. My daughter rode there.
yeah, there's a rowing team there and they've
It's
got
so-
a huge
it's so-
building.
You don't think of Shelton like that.
No, I mean, it was, I go, yeah, I said, I can see why you'd want to have more of your hours here. Because
Yeah,
it is,
beautiful.
it is really gorgeous.
Yeah.
So,
I have another, is this informational time or what?
sure.
The Sasquatch Conservancy for Southport is having an Earth Day. So Earth Day is coming.
Oh, great.
And we're having we do this annually at the Southport Park on Old Post Road in Southport. And we have a cleanup and we have some crafts for kids. I brought a flyer and it's really fun. We've been doing it for probably 25, 30 years, but the same date as this actually. I was saying that it's 11 to 2 and then the rain date is here. We're gonna post this on but I'd like to invite everyone to come because there is cleanup around. And prior to that, Earth Week, I'm sort of making up Earth Week, the 22nd or the prior week. Earth Day falls on a Wednesday, the 23rd or something. We're gonna have Earth Week and we're gonna do this thing where clean up Southport, clean up your neighborhood. It doesn't have to be just Southport. I was looking personally by the 95 and the train station, and for whatever reason, there is so much garbage there. The beaches have a lot of garbage. Both Southport, Sasko has garbage. And just sort of clean up your neighborhood, then post your photo. I don't know how to bring it into the Shellfishing Commission, but I just think it's
Well, I think
conservation
it's-
related,
Oh, yes.
preservation, conservation, but
Yeah,
I just wanted to share that.
I'd also give that to Tim
Okay.
Bishop and have them,
I see it.
I invented this thing called Tidy Time Southport, and we could, during Earth Week, just pick up things in your neighborhood, look around. We are gonna post a list of dirty areas that need cleanup. I mean, I'm always astonished by how much garbage there's around, you just don't really see it. I mean, along the train tracks, along 95, along,
it's in lots of places.
well, yeah, I mean, I lived on Southport by the bottom of 95, it sounds horrible, by the bottom of exit 19, Melville Terrace area. That area has a lot of tires that we found when we sent somebody over there with a Jeep. And they came back with like 3 discarded tires. People somehow, and then, do you know the area behind the diner? Southport Diner, or whatever it's called now?
There used to be a theater diner.
Well, there's a liquor store there. This really bugs me. And people must get liquor and then throw the little bottles out. And I walk that route to the train station every day. I mean, every day I go to the train. And it's disgusting. It's like littered with diapers and it just bothers me. So we're gonna have a tidy.
Well, I agree with you that, or my theory is that mess begets mess. In other words, if you go to a place that's really, really tidy, you're less likely
To throw your trash.
Right. throw
This
stuff
is
there.
always
I
a
mean,
problem, but-
we walk downtown, we live sort of across from Ludlow High School, and we will walk down there over to the rec center, to the recplex,
Yeah.
or to the workout, whatever it's called, to the gym there. And so we walk underneath the thruway.
It's littered, because they must throw them
Oh,
off the cars.
well, it's really bad because there's a sidewalk and then there's probably 50 yards, about 150 feet on the underpass.
Yeah.
And that is DOT, I think. And the stuff that's there, and more importantly, this winter, when they would run the snow blowers or whatever, they would plow until there and then it stopped. And we've got 3 schools and a train station that all use that heavily. and, you know, getting them to
Yeah,
and the town says, well, you know, it's not it's DOT, and my response to DOT is, DOT, you've got the trains, and those are your customers.
train station.
Because there are a
also-
lot of people that walk, that live in the area, not to mention local people that walk their dogs, but there are a lot of students that are walking from the, you got two middle schools and the high school,
You must throw.
right there.
Yeah,
And then an awful lot of them walk through the train station parking lot because they don't take the bus. And
but what garbage are, well,
oh, there's everything.
well, they're not drinking liquor, hopefully. This college kids, I mean, the students. Are you talking about high school students?
Well, no, I mean, walking there, you've got all the Ludlow students, all the Ludlow middle school students,
Yeah.
all the Tomlinson kids,
Candy.
and all the folks that take the train that
From
walk
Fairfield
to the
Prep.
train station,
Yeah.
and all the people that live in the greater neighborhood that walk or run or walk their dogs. A lot of people.
But the beaches are pretty bad right now with litter. Speaking on behalf of Sasko and Southport.
Well, anyway,
I just wanted to share it, and
Well, that's good.
I can send a digital to everybody,
thank you.
but we're gonna start promoting this.
Uh,
And I just had a revision to the last minutes before we,
Okay, so we want to approve the minutes from the February 11th meeting.
but I have an amendment.
Are there,
March 11th, right?
Yeah,
for
I have an amendment to make before we.
the March 11th meeting, excuse me,
Before we
yes.
make a motion. John's name is, my name should be instead of John's name. I was there, but I think John's name is from an old report.
Yes, it's right here.
I'm not insulted at all.
After Lizette, they have
It
John's
should
name
be
down.
Laura Becker Lawler.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
okay.
So
Now,
you want to make the motion and then I'll
Oh.
second it?
I'll make a motion to revise the minutes of March 11th to replace John Short's name with mine, Laura Becker Lawler.
I'll second.
All
but
in favor?
before we go,
Okay.
we have other changes to the minutes. I have
Any
a
other change?
minor change, which was, it's just a typo, and I don't mean to get caught up. My name was misspelled a
That's
couple of
okay.
times, which I guess I could just work out with Prue on. But anyway, a couple of times it was mentioned. But the other thing I just wanted to mention is just a minor thing was on the, I think it's Roman numeral 5, which was new business. If you go to number 10, which is the FOIA information, just a small typo on the second line. Right now it reads, all emails must go through Tim Bishop to avoid an A&D question. I think what you meant to say was
Any.
any, so just a minor.
Any question concerning approval?
Where's your name misspelled, just so?
Just a couple of places, under Roman numeral 6, which is informational, and under Roman numeral
No,
9.
they transpose.
They just, it's like,
They got the letters there, but in the wrong order.
exactly.
It's important though. I was looking, is this spelled right?
Yes,
It's,
Oh, it's crash, how do you say it?
Krejci.
Richie.
they got the
I see.
J and the C.
Yep.
That's right, that's,
Everywhere. No, they got
No,
it
not
right
at the
here.
beginning, they got it right.
Good. Okay.
so that was my only
And
minor
then in
thing.
9, yeah. Okay,
We want to make a motion to,
approve the minutes with
As
the
amended.
changes for John Krejci's
Joe.
names. Joe Krejci's.
Well, we have John, we have to look at amalgamation
Oh,
of
no,
everything.
oh my gosh, did you, you gotta put errors on,
John
John
Short,
Short is
his name is now Laura
going to be
Becker Lawler.
deleted. And Laura Becker Lawler, Joe Krejci will be spelled
Correct.
correctly.
And the Annie, and the minor typo, so.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Got the gavel?
Is there anybody on Zoom? Nobody?
I don't think so.
Any other business comments? Do we have a move to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Adjourn.
Yeah.
Turn this off.
All right.